Hi everybody. Thank you for being patient with me. I'm on the other side of my health crisis, my healing crisis, gonna adjust the camera a little bit here. My huge flare up. And it's actually amazing because I in my recent past, up until my recent past, I was on steroids my whole life for various skin conditions. And together with an amazing healer, I found the solution that I'm never going back on steroids again. So, anyways, any of you who want to work on your healing journey in really deep, profound ways with me, just go to my website at viaoracle.com and reach out to my email. And I'm not working with people who don't want to go really deep. I have a Scorpio moon. Yesterday, we've been in the Scorpio moon energy, and it's all about death and rebirth. And so I'm going to pull from the Sacred Hag Oracle to get started. It's a very witchy energy. Feels like a soul retrieval energy for me, also like a clearing and purging. Lots of major healing. Hag of the Oak Grove. This is about finding your power in a dormant state. So Hag of the Oak Grove, she is in a remission or repression. She's in a stone state for a big portion of the year. And then cracking the cosmic egg. Wow. Yeah, it's almost like some of you are coming out of a state of repression and going from dormancy into potentiality. And Scorpio it's a sign that rules our wombs. And so a lot of you, I think, are having breakthrough healing in your womb spaces right now. Maybe some of you are full moon bleeders, but it feels like there's a huge purge and activation happening with this Scorpio moon for you. Okay, exciting. I'm gonna pull from, let's just dive right into like sexual tarot. That's how I'm feeling today. Tell me more about this. Oh, interesting. So we have Six of Pentacles. I'm actually getting just from this card that maybe some of you are redheads. I don't know why I'm like picking up on that. Is it like focusing properly? Hello? Ugh. I hate technology. I don't use AI, and for whatever reason, AI has been overlaying itself on some of my videos and on my cards. So if you noticed that wasn't me. I don't use even an AI search engine. And I have nothing to do with AI. I never use it for anything. And I also am like a purist about it. So if you see something like that on my channel, that's not something I've consented to. And I think that is part of an agenda that has nothing to do with what I want. So we have Queen of Cups. It's a very, very heart-centered feminine who's in her emotional power. And abundant. Okay, wonderful. Positive energy. Let's pull from, I just got these cards and I love them. The Soul Helpers. Tell me what's going on with the Divine Feminine. Okay, wow. Protect what you love. So there's a kind of protection warrior-esque energy. This to me is talking about protecting your emotional peace, protecting your abundance that maybe you've just come into fruition with, preserving the empire that it's being built, but it's still fragile perhaps, protecting your children, protecting your animals, your homestead. Sometimes that could indicate that there's a threat to that. So tell me about protection. We're going to go into Light Seers Tarot. Tell me about protection. What are we protecting from? Oh, so Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, like maybe a kind of lazy masculine energy here. So protecting from, it's, I think with these cards, feminine, you've built up, this is for the feminines, you've built up your empire. You're starting to build up your empire. You've been in a state of remission or repression or struggle, and you're breaking out of that now, and you're seeing the fruits of your labor with this Beltane energy here. And there is a masculine who is wanting to infringe upon or actually encroach upon it in a way that he wants in on the fruits of your labor without having like done any of the work to participate in bringing you to this point, is what I'm getting with this card. Tell me more. Yeah, because you're a strong warrior, a powerful, strong warrior with these cards. Feminine, you are a survivor, a warrior, a force to be reckoned with. And you're acknowledging that with this moon. You're embracing that you are stronger than most of the men that you've been with, romantically and otherwise. I think it's just a fact of life. This is very like Scorpio energy, but you're just somebody who is more powerful than most people around you. I'm going to pull with this sacred geometry card. Tell me about strength. Mandala. Yeah, mandala card is about finding your center. So it's like you found your center and you're embracing this lunar code and activation for you, feminine. It's bringing you back to the truth of your divine nature, which is that you are a badass warrior for the light. You protect innocence. You fight against the perversion and misuse of power. You are a warrior. This is a really powerful feminine that I'm doing this reading for. I'm going to pull a Kali card because there's so much feminine warrior energy going on. Tell me about this. What are we trying to get at with this? Kamala Devi, yeah. God wants you to embrace this new season of your life where you're a warrior, but you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, and you're in a state of abundance and feminine beauty and creativity and expression where you're able to get rest because you've been working really, really hard. You've been at it by yourself because no one else can keep up with you, feminine. You've felt really alone in a deep, profound way because everybody that you've tried to rely on couldn't carry just how big and amazing and powerful and capable you are and match that and even do more than that. So there's a kind of rest that you get with this card. It's a very promising reading for you to be able to turn a new leaf and enjoy. Tell me about rest. Tell me about what the feminine needs to step into now, moving forward. Okay, so we have the Devil. I'm going to pull another card just for clarity. Tell me more about the Devil. Oh, okay, lots of cards came out. Okay, wait. So we have Ace of Pentacles, we have Nine of Pentacles, and we have Ace of Cups. So yeah, so much abundance, and like seeds are being planted. There's abundance. Your heart is starting to open and heal again after a time of heartbreak. And with the Devil card, it's like there's this negative, the rest inquiry that I had, I think, is that you've been fighting the devil for a long time by yourself in solitude, in darkness, because you have a level of perception and you're in spiritual warfare, because while everybody else is suckling on milk like the babes that they are, you are profoundly up-leveled in your spiritual journey to the point that you are in complete isolation in the wars that you've been fighting against the devil himself. and it's been really exhausting for you. And that's also, it's bittersweet feminine because you're such a powerful warrior with these cards, but it's been a kind of, I want to say it's just been like a tiring time for you, and you deserve rest, and God wants to give you rest because he's really proud of you, and you're doing his will and his work, standing against the cabal, standing against the evil of this world single-handedly. As a mother, I'm picking up you're a mother, and you are also working jobs. I don't get a lot of supportive masculine energy in this reading, so it's like you've been going at it by yourself. And these cards are because you've stepped into the fruits of your labor. You're finally on the other side of suffering and karma and trials and survival. Okay? And that all of those setbacks were because of I want to say dark magic, curses, hexes, the satanic agenda, putting a halt on your God-given inheritance, prosperity, and birthrights. I'm gonna pull from Shaman Oracle here. This is a really intense. Tell me about the double. Yeah, because you've been helping support the earth and the benevolence of the earth, natural prosperity. So it's interesting how we take a tree. I shouldn't say we. They take a tree, they cut it up, they make a talisman for scarcity out of it, try to make an entire satanic system run off of that. And you hold codes for natural abundance that is in alignment with the earth. And that's why you've been such a target, feminine, because you represent a reality different from the scarcity programming of the satanic agenda. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. It's like these cards are sticky. Many paths. Yeah, because with the scarcity programming, it's telling us that there's only one way to make it in this world, and it's by making a bunch of money. But that's part of the programming. Actually, wealth can be living in right alignment to the earth, the cycles of nature and astrology, and using natural resources, being, I want to say, sustainable, grassroots, organic, and how much more intuitive and holistic and effective that is, because monocropping isn't an effective thing. And in Africa, they are trying to ban, I think they banned natural seeds that are indigenous to Africa, and tried to make monocropping the only form of growing plants that was allowed, because when couples got married in Africa, part of their culture is that they get a bunch of seeds as wedding gifts. And so a lot of these couples would create an empire of natural food for their families that was counter to the scarcity programming of this dark agenda. And so they tried to ban natural seeds. And so women have been fighting back against this because it is just so heinous and evil. But that's the many paths card here. They're trying to erase the reality that you can't erase because it's a reality, right? So they're forcing something that isn't true onto a code, onto an earth, onto a species that can only survive on truth, if that makes sense. Just a little bit of a tangent there, but it felt like it needed to come through. So we have the sweat lodge, purging yourself, steaming, sweating, clearing the dark magic that's been trying to keep you in this fear state about resources, about health and abundance, and it's keeping you sick, it's keeping you poor, it's keeping you stuck. And when Jesus died on the cross, it was for sickness, poverty, and death. The vision quest. Yeah. Because you've seen so much in the spiritual that you are, it's like when you're this powerful in the spiritual realm, it makes you a target. You think that like the more spiritually evolved you become, the more protected you are, but actually that demons hate you the more spiritually powerful you are. You become more of a problem. And so they try to, you'll be amazed at how much Satan throws at you when you're about to have your breakthrough, your healing, and your dreams come true. So protection, protect what you love. Mole, earth magic here with the mole. I don't have my pamphlet, but the mole is about, it's literally in the earth. So there's something about like tunnels. I know with the cabal, they've always had tunnels in the ground. That's how they've done their trafficking, their distribution. That's how they've traveled really fast from place to place, is because they have technology. They actually have access and understanding and knowledge of pure clean technology, energy that doesn't produce a byproduct of poison or gas or pollution. And they're able to travel at really fast speeds to multiple places. And it's almost like a teleportation with how fast it is. And it's through these tunnels. And the mole here and the Earthkeeper, it's like they've also poisoned our earth because they do a lot of their rituals and their sacrifices in the earth. And the mole is like telling me that the earth is getting cleaned out. Where's that card? Hang on. So cleaning out the dark magic in the earth. Diane Cooper talks about invoking a benevolent earth dragon and sending it into the earth to purify it. That's what the fourth dimensional dragons are here for. So invoking an earth dragon to purify the earth, because Satan has been targeting the earth because it also holds the codes to our healing and our abundance. And that is where the plants and our food come from. Okay. This is an interesting reading. Tell me more about the mole and the earth. Oh, okay. Divine doorway. So there's like a portal here with the divine doorway. Tell me more. Tell me more about divine doorway. What's the portal for? Okay. Mountain messengers. I just think I get this card because my daughter bent it. But she's bending a lot of cards at this point, you guys. I'm sorry. Medicine wheel. Okay. Okay. So there's a portal coming in. I'm getting a lot of indigenous energy. Okay, like a lot of indigenous healers, ancestors, their guides coming through to help purify the earth at this time. Yeah, the Scorpio moon has opened this portal. I think the wrath of our ancestors is coming through with this. It's almost like when you have the blood go into the ground is hearing the screams of the person whose blood that is. It's a really dark visual I just gave. Agent or manager. Tell me more. Daily practice and success. What's going on with these cards? Tell me more about this, please. Ah! Throwing cards everywhere. Was this part of it? Yes, okay. Oh, haha, yes. Okay, this makes more sense now. To conform is to die inside. Be brave and be yourself. You are unique. A lot of being authentic here. You are experiencing a spiritual blossoming. Yeah. This is very much like a lotus energy too. And we have release your inner rebel. There's been, okay. So a curse has been lifted, and the light warriors, the aliens, have gained territory regarding the very physical ground that we're walking on. We've received help from our guides in clearing out a curse that was in, hold up, let me get this going here. Sorry. I'm trying. Nope, that's not the right card either. Here it is. Okay. There was a curse in the ground. Wrong card. Give me a second. Okay. Curse in the ground. Yeah, because then we have this like pentacle seed energy. They've tried to poison our seeds. I don't know if you remember that during COVID, suddenly we started getting food at markets that like the seeds inside of the fruit was completely dead and shriveled up. They've tried to poison the ovaries and the uterus of our food. So that's very Scorpio. I think that's with the medicine wheel here. A lot of indigenous cultures are taking counter action to that and restoring the plants back to their authentic gene code integrity. Okay, so it's like re-establishing the divine blueprint of our food. This is very physical, very material, but also very spiritually deep. This card is about Lilith. Okay, so I personally have been calling on, it's also about the secret name of God. And if you're on the path that I'm on, you're on the fringes of society and culture and mainstream. And it's very much a Lilith initiation. And the true name of God, according to Hebrew language, that is Yad-eh-Uah. That is what this card is pertaining to as well. So there's something you have to offer in this battle. Something you've been offering in this battle. Okay, tell me more. What have they been offering in this battle? What's the feminine been offering? Love. Yeah, love for the earth, love for the feminine, love for the innocence of children, love for children. Tell me more. Yeah, the feminine has been contributing transformation and positivity and love into the earth because we are part of the earth. Gaia is a feminine energy. She is our earth mother. This is about healing our relationship to the divine earth mother. Awesome. So let's pull from soul cards. Tell me about this. Wow. Look at that. It's this woman who is a tree, who is the earth, who is everything I just mentioned. Yeah. Really a powerful... I used to have imposter syndrome about my relationship to nature because I grew up in such a suburban matrix that I didn't think I had it in me, but actually it's in all of us. My daughter is so intuitive. She brought me a dandelion and she was making me eat this dandelion she picked out of the ground, and I was eating it and she was feeding it to me. It was cracking me up because she knew I'd been clearing and detoxing my liver. She knew what plant to give me. It's in us. It's in us before we're told. I'm reading this book right now virtually. My ex-husband sent it to me. It's really good. It's a herbalism book called The Wart Hunters, and it's about how we identified and connected with plants before this idea came in that we had to just figure out what was poisonous through trial and error, which isn't true at all. And we actually have a profound connection to nature and astrology that is just ingrained in us. And so reading material like that might be really helpful for you at this time, feminine, if you're wanting to feel like you need to heal your relationship to nature. It seems like you already have, with these cards, a passion for the future of nature, for what's going to happen with our earth. I'd like to wrap this up because it's becoming a long reading. Is there anything about unions that wants to come through at this time? No. Right. It doesn't always have to be about romance. Also, walking away, just walking away from a toxic relationship probably. Because this is a new beginning with this moon. And it's about you, feminine. It's about your power, not giving away your power anymore, and delegating your resources, being in a really well-balanced, not too emotional, not too heady energy. It's the start of something it's just you building your empire and being in your healed, thriving state. Okay. I'm going to pull one more from the Gabriel deck, and maybe we'll wrap it up after this. Creative expression. Really moving into a creative energy. This is a very womb energy with this reading. I'm going to pull a Shaman Oracle card here, and then we'll call it a day. Can we just close this up, please? Okay. It's funny, I pulled Wild Woman. She was kind of reversed. And so I think you've been going through a time of repressing your wild feminine nature. Maybe even convincing yourself she wasn't there with these cards, because all these cards are about who you really are. And it's like you're finally acknowledging who you really are, feminine, which is that you're a warrior. You're powerful. You're a priestess, a sorceress. You are fighting for the light. You are cracking the cosmic egg and breaking out and being rebirthed into your highest, most authentic, loving expression. Okay, I'm just going to pull one more Kali card and then we'll call it a day. Tell me more. Vajra Kali. I actually want to just read from the book on this. I feel called to read from the book. Number 14, Vajra Kali. Here we go. Our wild divine mother knows when to become gentle with our hearts, bestowing sweetness that liberates us from fear, though you may have faced much struggle and challenge on your path. Though it may seem only the most powerful intensity could stem the tide of negativity, the Dark Mother of Grace will conquer the obstacles to your freedom with gentleness. She manifests herself now as Bhadra the Gentle. She will calm the waves of emotion, eradicate doubt and despair, and provide safe and graceful passage through all difficulties. She is a wish-fulfilling Kali. This is an auspicious and gentle form of Kali Ma, who gives peace and happiness. Yes, and it's about protection, and it is about eradicating fear and negativity and stepping into a peaceful blue goddess energy here. So, very positive turn of tide after a time of spiritual warfare and isolation and fear. Just pull a tarot card on that. Yeah, and then some inspiration coming in about what to invest in. Maybe investing some of your money, creating savings accounts. I did make a will. I was called to make a will not that long ago and just really prepare my finances for when I become incredibly abundant. And something like that might be what is necessary for you. I had broken a curse by doing that. I don't know what the curse was, but it was ancestral. And so there's something going on with money. Because even though it seems with all the inflation that we are being trapped in scarcity, it's actually because the new earth is preparing us for a kind of wealth that was untapped into, blocked, and just considered impossible before. Actually, wealth is closer to us than ever before because it's a distribution issue, it's been a misuse of power, it's been a greed issue, and that spell is being broken. So keep faith in that beyond appearances, beyond what this current repression and contraction and pressure and struggle is like right now, because we are breaking the cosmic egg and breaking through into our abundance because it's our birthright. Thank you. Have a blessed moon, and I will see you guys next week.